Nepal is small in size, but it's big on variety. Best known for its mountains, the Himalayan nation also contains historic towns, wildlife-filled national parks, Hindu and Buddhist pilgrimage sites, tea fields, and much more. When planning your trip to Nepal, your main activities should determine your destinations. To trek, head to the mountains, naturally. But which mountains? Different regions offer different experiences and are more or less challenging to reach from the main cities. Let's see now 10 best places in Nepal. Kathmandu Valley. Almost all trips to Nepal start in the Kathmandu Valley, and the capital region deserves plenty of time. Historically composed of several separate kingdoms, the most prominent being Kathmandu, Patan, Lalitpur, and Bhaktapur. These three ancient towns together comprise a UNESCO World Heritage Site with 7 different monument zones: the Durbar, Royal, Squares of Kathmandu, Patan, and Bhaktapur, and the Hindu and Buddhist sites of Pashupatinath Temple, Buddhanath Stupa, Swayambhunath Stupa, and Changu Narayan. Solukhumbu District. When the weather is really clear, and if you know exactly where to look, you may be able to get a glimpse of a sliver of Mount Everest, Sagarmatha in Nepali, Chomolungma in Sherpa, from Kathmandu. Otherwise, you'll need to head to the Solukhumbu District, northeast of the capital, to see the world's highest mountain. Mustang. On the northern side of the Annapurna Range, on the edge of the Tibetan Plateau, is the Mustang region, a barren, wind-swept landscape that's home to ethnically Tibetan people. Mustang is divided into lower and upper, and the distinction matters. Lower Mustang is easily accessible, aside from the logistical challenge of getting there, to all, whereas non-Nepali tourists can only visit Upper Mustang on a guided tour and have to pay a hefty fee of at least $500 for a special 10-day permit and $50 per day thereafter. Pokhara, 200 kilometers, 125 miles west of the capital and Nepal's second city, couldn't be much more different from Kathmandu. On the shores of Lake Piwa Tal, and sitting at the foot of the Annapurna Himalaya, the mountain views from Pokhara are next level. You can also enjoy paddling a rowboat on the lake, affordable sundowners on the lakeside strip, whitewater rafting on the Seti River, paragliding from Sarangkot Hill, visiting the Shanti Stupa, World Peace Pagoda, and riding the Annapurna cable car up to a lookout across the mountains. Annapurna Himalaya. You don't need to venture far beyond Pokhara to reach the Annapurna Himalaya. The trailheads for many treks into this range begin around an hour's drive from the city. From the distinctive pointed peak of Mount Fishtail, Makapukra, to the snowy hulk of Mount Dhaulagiri, the Annapurnas are a seriously impressive mountain range. Active travelers have many trekking options. Australian Camp Dompas and Poon Hill are among the best places in Nepal to visit with family, as the treks are easy, but the views no less spectacular. If you have more time and stamina, the Annapurna Circuit, Annapurna Sanctuary, Mardi Himal, and Lake Tiliko treks are some other options. Lumbini. Travelers with an interest in Buddhism won't want to miss Lumbini in far western Nepal, as it's where the historical Buddha, Prince Siddhartha Gautama, was born. Lumbini is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and, as well as the modest attractions directly related to Buddha, such as the Maya Devi Temple, where it's believed he was born, the town contains temples and monasteries built by many Buddhist nations and organizations from around the world. There's a small international airport in Lumbini, or it's a long drive from Kathmandu or Pokhara. Chitwan National Park. Nepal isn't all about the mountains. The jungle-filled plains of the Terai, the southern border area beside India, are home to an array of birds and animals, including the vulnerable one-horned rhinoceros, whose population has swelled in Chitwan over the last decade. Royal Bengal tigers, gharial and mugger crocodiles, and various kinds of deer and birds.